A warm welcome back to our loft here on Afternoon Express. I hope you're having a fantastic afternoon so far hanging out with us. Clem is going to be showing us how to make the perfect pork belly roast. And pork belly seems to be the trendiest piece of meat in 2016. But to get that perfect pork belly roast is what you're going to be showing us how to do, because I always tend to get my pork belly cooked too much that the sort of skin and the fat fall off from the meat. And that's what irritates me. I think I score it too deep. So you have to show me how to do it better.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
But, you know, strange things happen in the kitchen. It's okay.
I think it's because I scored it after I already cooked it. I think that's the problem.
That's the problem, Dan.
I just realized now, as I said it, I was like, oh, wait,
That
this
doesn't
all
make
makes
sense.
sense. I just saw yours was scored, and I was like, ah.
So Willie's have prepared beautiful pork bellies for us this festive season. So besides the beautiful roast that they already have, it's really easy to roast. It's simply taking the seal off and popping it in the oven. Job done.
Great.
Seasonings there, the sauce is there, but every now and then you want to kind of do things from scratch, which is really awesome. The pork belly we've got today has got the bone in.
Okay, that's interesting. That's different, because I mean, if it's a pork belly, I'm trying to think of what bone it would have. Is it like a riblet almost?
There we go, because where's your belly? And
here's my belly.
I'm sorry for the things that you can't unsee, but it's okay.
So I'm guessing it's a sort of like ribs that are just like
so this is their belly, and then behind the belly is the rib cut.
Yeah, that comes...
Yes.
Okay, cool, I get
so
it.
it's the belly cut and the ribs in the back. You're ticklish.
No.
I am, don't do that.
Yeah,
It'll be very awkward.
That's great information, Clint. Now I know.
Okay, cool. So these are the ribs that I'm talking about.
Cool.
And I like keeping them there.
Yeah.
The reason for that is when a belly cooks, there's so many different layers of fat and muscle that kind of starts moving in the oven. The bones keep it in place, so you have a beautiful, beautiful structure of the pork belly.
See. And then when you cut it afterwards, I'm guessing you'll cut it into those riblets? No.
No. What you do when it's done cooking, all you do is you just very easily, after it's cooked, take a little knife, run it across there, and it comes right out.
Lovely.
Easy peasy.
It also means that that bone, obviously, everyone knows that meat on the bone keeps the flavor. So try and keep the bones in there for as long as you can. Cook all that flavor into it, and then, oops.
So what Woolies have done is they've kind of got a few score lines here for us already.
Okay.
And the scoring is really great because scoring before means when it's beautifully cooked and you've got your crackling on it, you're not going to stand there with a bandsaw cutting through things and removing your crackling and skin. Okay. So really simple. All you do is take a sharp knife, run it along your belly.
Okay. Now the tip that I want to know is how deep into the belly do you cut your scoring? Because is it just through the layer of fat? Is it into a little bit of the meat too? Because I think that's where I went wrong.
Yeah, ideally you're going to try and go through the layer of fat.
Okay.
Like we've done here. You can
just
see there.
a bit for me. So it's just through the fat, just as you touch the meat.
Yes. But if you do cut through the meat, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't matter. The idea that we do this is, number one, to render out the fat, and number two, to help us carve. So if you cut through the meat, it's okay. It's going to be your guideline when you do cut the meat.
Great.
So don't worry about it. We've got you this festive season. Okay, Dan. So all I need is a little bit of salt.
A little bit of salt or a lot of salt for the skin?
Let's see what your little bit compared. There we go. I'm happy with that. Cool. And what you do is you want to rub it into your belly. What I like doing is leaving this for about... Well, overnight's quite nicely in the kitchen. Yes. Leave it uncovered in the fridge.
Just soak up all of that flavor into the meats, exactly.
If you don't have all that time, an hour is fine. Okay. Definitely. Let that seasoning get in there. Then what you're going to do is, Dad, I'm going to put you to work now.
Put me to work.
First thing, can you pour yourself a little drink there?
Oh.
I know it sounds pretty hectic.
Clem understands me.
It's Friday.
He gets the way I think.
Okay.
It's one of those weeks, South Africa. Need a bigger shot glass.
So this is called verjuice. If we can hold the bottle up so everyone else can see.
I'll show you now.
That's
a
lot.
Sorry, you
pass it to me. Pass it to me.
Pour myself a juice.
This is verjuice. What it is unfermented grape juice.
Ugh.
But it's also sat in a barrel. So it's kind of developed a lot of flavor, but there's no alcohol in there. What it does do is adds a beautiful, beautiful acidic flavor to your dish. It's a cooking ingredient.
Fine.
I'm so sorry,
I
Dan.
guess.
Okay, so taste it. I want you to describe
I can't taste it. I'm just worried he's going to use this just now.
No, I want you to taste it. I want you to describe, okay, not the whole thing, just to describe what it actually tastes like.
Okay, so it's like apple juice, but...
It's got a bit of a tang in there.
It's lovely. It's like it's actually making all my saliva things go like...
Yes, and like I said, it tastes like apple, and as we all know, pork and apple go so well together. So this is grape, obviously, but it's just got those characteristics in there.
Yeah, like you said, it's got a lot more acidity to it. Well, not acidity. I don't even know if it's acidity, but a lot more flavor to it. So that tartness that comes through from the grapes is a lot stronger. So imagine you can buy yourself that sort of like a Hanepoort grape juice. This is like a really, not reduced version, but like a concentrated version of that.
Exactly.
It's delicious, actually. Really, really yum.
So what I've done is I've poured some chicken stock into the dish. I'm going to add some peppercorns.
Oh, wow.
And then, Dan, those Baileys, can you add a few to the dish?
Yep.
And then I'm going to pour some of my verjuice in.
Do you like boiling this stuff? How are you going to get a crackling if you're busy boiling?
Thank you so much, Dan, for asking. Let me tell you.
And I promise you didn't prep me with that question. I'm genuinely just interested.
So the reason we do this
Sorry.
is you'll see is we leave the skin exposed, but we've covered the meat area in the sauce. So we're going to kill 3 birds with 1 stone. We're going to end up having beautifully succulent meat because it's cooking in that chicken stock and in the verjuice. We're going to have beautiful crackling, guaranteed. And third of all, you're going to have a beautiful stock at the end that you can use to pour over your belly.
You know what, sir? You deserve a really big handshake. This is such a cool and neat trick to do when you're trying to get all those different dynamics going on with the dish. Because a lot of people what they would do is they would sort of par cook it in some kind of dish or container, and then would try and crisp the top at the last second with the grill. And that's not going to work for you.
It just takes forever.
Yeah.
So this way works perfectly. You pop this in an oven now at 180 degrees. Let it go for about an hour. You can kind of weigh it out. On the packet, it tells you how long per gram of meat, which is really great. But you need a belly this size, I'll let it go for an hour. And then I'll crank the heat up, and then 15 minutes at about 200, 250, depends on how hot your oven goes, is going to give you that perfect
crisp on top. Delicious. Well, I want you guys to get obviously making this dish with us at home. Just a note though, try and keep your dishes as sort of deep as possible, not too deep, obviously, because you want to try and make sure that if the water does start to boil, the stock doesn't boil over.
If it does happen that your dish does run dry, add a little bit of water. You won't really have any water bubbling over.
Okay, great. Yeah. So if you guys want to get this recipe made for yourselves, enjoy doing it, have some fun with it, and it's as simple as getting it on your mobile device. So what you do is you SMS the keyword dinner to 33650, and you'll get sent all the details on how to make this delicious recipe with us on Afternoon Express. So get cooking and get this festive feeling going in your households and particularly in your kitchens at home. And we'd love to see what you guys make for this coming festive season. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. All those foodie lovers, we have not forgotten you. We have finally got some time now to put through those final touches on our pork belly that's perfectly cooked over here. It's looking so amazing. I'm already starting to drool just a little bit. Just a little bit for now.
We're almost there. So let me just talk about how we cooked this again.
Okay.
So we took the beautiful pork belly and we scored the skin and rubbed some salt on it. And then it went into a dish with that verjuice that we spoke about and the chicken stock.
Yeah.
Popped it in the oven for about an hour at 180, and then 15 minutes on a really high heat to get that crackling on there. So Dan,
it doesn't look like much like crackling unless you can hear that it's crackling.
You have to know that it's crackling. So first, let's hear. Can you hear that?
That's one thing that's nice about television. I wish you guys could do that thing where you rub this in. You can smell how good this smells right now. Like you rub the corner of your screen. It's so good. It's smelling so nice.
And because we cooked it in that liquid, the pork at the bottom is super juicy.
Lovely.
And guaranteed we've got that crackling like we just saw.
So listen, once you cut through it, you're almost going to see the juice come oozing out of that, which will be so yum.
But thank you for mentioning that. That's very important. You don't want that to happen.
Oh, awkward.
So you take it out. You take it out of the liquid. No, thank you. It's actually a very good tip.
Okay.
Take it out the liquid and let it rest on a board, right? You let your liquid also cool down. I'll tell you what I do with that in a minute. So what happens is, as it rests, we always talk about the fact that you cook your meat, rest it before you carve it. That way it locks into all those juices and it doesn't go running in your board when you slice it.
Okay.
The juice has to stay inside.
Okay, so you rest it in a cold bowl, room temperature, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So, like we've scored it beautifully. As we said, those are guidelines when we carve it. So you can score it in a straight line and get straight, like, beautiful carvings. I like going diagonally.
Cool.
So that's just me, but you can totally do it as you like it, huh?
Anything normally, so that's cool. We get it.
So this is the part where you at home carved and skin went like over there, pork went over there, right?
Basically, yes.
So this is how you do it. And look how beautifully it's cooked. If you look inside there, you can see there's
all those
super
layers.
juicy and all the layers of the meat and the fat and the crackling.
It almost looks processed the way it's so perfectly laid, like they have all those different flavors.
And that's it's such a cheat. I mean, in restaurants as well, the chefs take so long. 2 days to cook a pork belly. This is how you do it and get results in less than an hour and a half.
Jeez, Clem, you are a genius.
That
looks so yummy. It's perfectly cooked straight through. And it's so juicy.
It is. Dan, so this festive season, are you going to be making a pork belly?
Yeah, that's for sure. I think everyone else is going to be trying to make their sort of turkeys and their chickens and going the normal, like, sort of, what do you call it, the gammon style things. And yes, we'll do all of those as well. But in our big Italian families, there's always going to be a chance for something slightly different. So I think, Dad, this is a challenge for you at home. He's obviously going to be making stuff for over the Christmas period.
Yeah.
What he'll do is he'll make all of those generic dishes. Then I promise to make a pork belly for you, Father, and the rest of the family.
Yay.
Deal?
Cool. Sounds great.
Shaking it on national television?
Done.
It's a thing.
So let me tell you. So we've made this beautiful pork belly. Now I spoke about the fact that Woolies have a lot of the sides done for you. So you put all the hard work in your belly. Don't stress anymore. We've got a beautiful cream spinach and butternut roast. Popped it in the oven for about 20 minutes. Done. Then that sauce I spoke about.
Yes, the extra juice.
Yeah. The juice with that beautiful verjuice. Yeah. Pour that sauce into a pot and just pour it up to the boil. added a tablespoon of flour to it and just mixed it through to thicken it up slightly. Then, what I did was took it off the heat and added a tablespoon of whole grain mustard, because pork and mustard, I'm sorry,
Custard.
pork and mustard?
Makes
Oh
custard.
man, no,
Or
Danilo.
mork. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something that would work.
It's a
but
combination made in heaven. So try that. Beautiful way. So that way you got that beautiful sauce as a stock, or as a
Delicious.
sauce to pour over.
Lovely. So it's almost like a gravy that you'd pour over the sauce,
Exactly.
that you're kind of making it on that side. Well, delicious, man. This could honestly be the most simple way to go and impress your friends over the Christmas period. It smells so delicious and it looks so juicy. I cannot wait to taste it a little bit later on. If you guys want to get all the details for how to make this recipe, it's as simple as SMSing the keyword dinner to 33650. It'll cost you R1.50 and your free SMSs do not apply. And all the details will be with you right on your mobile device. But before we go to a quick recap, I wanted to ask, there's a really cool competition we're running.
It is.
So people can win, plus win with making this.
Exactly. So the Christmas season is all about sharing. So we've been sharing some of our amazing dishes. We want our viewers out there to share what their favorite main dish is and how they prepare it. So if we really like what you tell us, you could win yourself a Woolies 500 Rand voucher.
Boom! It's
How's
almost
that
like
sound?
you could almost like make a profit from making dinner, because with your voucher you can go buy this,
Exactly.
cook it, and then still make a profit on top of that. So it's like dinner with profit. It's like a business.
It is.
We're running a business.
But you can't enter.
Entrepreneurship.
You can't enter,
Oh.
but you can. So all you have to do is go to our Facebook page, go to the Woolworths post, and let us know what's your favorite main dish to have at your festive table.
Delicious. Well, don't copy this recipe, but if you do want to copy it for your friends and family at home, here's a quick recap on how we made it.